again to my channel. It's always an absolute pleasure to come your way. And this time I'm even more excited because I'm gearing up for my 14th wedding anniversary. Yay! Yes, I have been married 14 years, and as the counselor, I have a few questions that I have put together, I have commonly heard, and I'm going to give you answers to these questions, okay? So I've had a very interesting journey in marriage because my first 7 years of marriage was a very private life together as a couple, just chasing our corporate dreams. And the subsequent 7 years, which has been the last 7 years, has been marriage in ministry, where our life has had to be very public. Okay, so I've seen both sides of the coin. And I will use this wisdom as much as possible. I'm going to be very practical, and I'm going to answer it the way it works for me. Hopefully, this will bless you. Okay? So I'll get right into it. Question number 1. My husband doesn't listen to me. What do I do? So this question is obviously coming from a woman. Okay, so this is what I will say. Men listen to God and listen to their bosses. Okay? I'm not to say that they don't listen to their women, but most times, if you want to get your husband to listen to you, if he's the type of man that does not listen to you, you have to learn how to talk to God and get God to talk to him. I can give you many personal examples from this. Okay? If your husband does not hear God, if he does not fear God, obviously this will not work. So I'm sure he has a mentor or a spiritual leader or somebody he looks up to, a boss. Talk to that person, let the person talk to him. And that's why it's very important that when you are picking a partner, pick somebody who is submitted to somebody in a way. Okay, if you pick a man who is a boss unto himself, well, I don't know how I can help you. Okay, so question number 2. How do I prove my love for my partner? What do women really want? Again, obviously coming from a man. He's asking, what do women really want? How can I prove my love? So it's assumed that you have tried what you know, but your wife still feels like she's not loved. And this is what I will say to you. Ask her. Talk to her. Don't assume. A lot of people assume what the other person wants, and they love you by their love language. You know, for instance, you would think that by buying gifts, your wife will feel loved, but maybe, just maybe, she might not be a gift person. All she wants is words of affirmation. When she's looking good, she wants you to tell her, sweetheart, you're looking beautiful. But you're not doing that because you're assuming. So just talk to your wife. Ask her, darling, what can I do to make you feel loved? It's as simple as that, okay? Question number 3. Who is the right woman for me? So this can go both ways. Who is the right man for me, or who is the right woman for me? Okay, so the right woman for you is not the one that makes you feel butterflies in your tummy, or the one that is always getting you what you want. Marriage is a long journey. For you to know the right person for you, talk to God. You say, everything, talk to God. Yes, talk to God. If you want to know the right partner for you, involve God in your decision making, okay? Because the real assignment of marriage is to fit God's plan, not for selfish reasons. Okay, so question number 4. When do you call it quits in a relationship? I hope this is not a trick question. When do you call it quits in a relationship? Know your limits. Know your limits personally, okay? But when your mental health is at stake, when your emotional health is at stake, when your physical health is at stake, you know you can marry some men, they will cheat and cheat and cheat and bring you sickness till you are sick. Your physical health is at stake. When your spiritual health is at stake, when you are in a relationship and you can no longer feel your God, you can't have a relationship with your God anymore. I think that at this point, your life is at stake. Run. Run is a good place to call it quits. Okay, question number 5. Who should say sorry first, the man or the woman? Hey, there's no formula to this one. I don't know. Who should say sorry first? The wisest one amongst you should say sorry first. The most matured one amongst you, say sorry first. Sometimes you are right, but just because you are more powerful, you say sorry so that peace will prevail. Okay, so that's what I'll say. Question number 6. Are there definite gender roles in modern marriages? What is modern marriages in the first place? Marriage is marriage. But just to answer that, there are certain rules in marriage that you cannot ask your partner to do. For example, natural rules like carrying the baby, breastfeeding the baby. These things can be done only by the woman. Okay, so they are defined by God. But roles like, for instance, who pays the school fees, who pays the light bills, who cooks the food, these are things you just have to work as partners. There are no specific definitions as to a man can cook the food. For instance, in my home, my husband is a fancy. He has a sweet tooth. So he taught me how to cook some of the fancy dishes. I didn't know how to do it. So just work together as a couple, okay? Don't be too rigid on gender roles. It doesn't spoil anything, okay? So I think basically that's what I will say. Question number 7. And this question is, what do you do with a cheating partner? Oh, a cheating partner. Try everything you can to avoid a cheating partner. That can take a great toll on your mental health. So try everything. But if you have already ended up with a cheating partner, I'm going to say you have 3 options. First option, you're going to have to learn how to endure. Second option, you have to walk away if you can't take it anymore. Third option, you have to pray for him to change. Okay, now I know a lot of people don't want to hear about prayer, but for me, that is the best. If I can believe God in prayer to raise a dead child, if I can believe God in prayer to heal me of a sickness, why can't I believe him in prayer to change a cheating husband? But like I said, this is very personal. It's your decision. You know your strengths, you know your limits. So you decide, do you want to pray and change him? Do you want to endure, or you want to walk away? It's very personal. Don't put me in trouble now. All right. So question number 8. How do you handle intrusive and stubborn in-laws? In-laws, they are with us for life. I think you should draw boundaries, okay? Draw boundaries as a couple and draw the boundaries very early on in the marriage. That will help you greatly, okay? That should solve it, I think. Question number 9. Okay. This says, our personality types are so different. How do I handle the differences? Personality differences are actually supposed to be a strength in the marriage. I don't know why many people think that because the two of you are so different, then the marriage should be problematic. No, that's actually your strength. Okay, so where you are weak, he's strong. Where he's strong, you're weak. How do you work with your colleagues that have a different personality? You cope, you tolerate. So the same thing applies here. But the truth actually also is that as you grow together and you mature in marriage and you grow in the Lord, you will soon come to realize that you are almost the same. You all have the personality of the Holy Spirit, just in different expressions. Okay? So, yeah. Question number 10. What is your number 1 marriage advice for young couple? Okay, so this is like a personal question to me. My number 1 marriage advice for young couple is marriage is not about you. Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble. You expected something more exciting. Marriage is not about you. It's not even about your partner. It's not about both of you. Marriage is about God. Yes, that's my number 1 marriage advice. I've never seen a marriage fail that made God the center of the marriage. So my number 1 marriage advice to young couples is make God the center of your marriage. I found out that those who enjoy their marriage most are those who love God. The man loves God, the woman loves God. They come together and they love themselves. That's it. Okay, question number 11. It says, how do we handle the divided attention when children come in? Oh, When children come in, both of you have just created a joint venture. So instead of having a problem of divided attention, I think what should happen is that you both put your full attention and take care of the venture you have just birthed, okay? So if we are both putting your full attention into parenting and taking care of the kids, nobody should feel left out. Nobody should feel like somebody left them. Like, it's like you used to be there up, you used to stay up late chatting, now you sleep early. Yes, because we have something else that have come in. I think it should just be a matter of understanding. Both of you should put your hands on deck, taking care of the children, and nobody will feel that they've been left out of the family. Okay. And question number 12. Why does the church always advise couples, especially women, to stay in the marriage when it is obviously failing? I plead not guilty for the church. Yeah, but you put your question in such a way that it sounds as though you know for sure that the marriage is failed. If that is the case, then maybe the church is not even where you come to, because the church does not grant divorce. So maybe you should be going to the courts. But I assume that if you brought it to the church, it's because you believe that there's something to salvage in the marriage. Something can still be done. So in that case, if you can be open for the solution of the church, one of the solutions of the church is prayer. And most people don't want to hear about prayer. Unfortunately, it's also one of the best weapons the church can give you. And it's not just in marriage. If you come to the church and you complain about a difficult boss, they won't tell you to just go and quit your job. No, they will tell you some things to do, and they will ask you to pray as well. If you come and complain about a stubborn child, they will not ask you to give up on your child. They will ask you to do certain things and pray. So the same thing for marriage. If you're having a troubled marriage, you come to the church, they will teach you what to do, and they will also ask you to pray. Okay, so don't be bothered. Don't be worried that the church is asking you to pray. No, don't be offended. Yeah, sorry. Okay, so question number 13, and we are gradually drawing to a close. Question number 13 says, what do I do if my partner does not satisfy me sexually? Oh. Okay. If it's a medical condition, seek help. Talk to a doctor, talk to a specialist, seek medical attention. If it is a case of maybe ignorance or naivety or inexperience, I would say also seek help. Talk to a counselor. Both of you should put your minds together and learn about sex. Okay, you are a couple, you're supposed to enjoy sex. Learn about it. But if it's a problem that cannot be solved, maybe you have tried all these options and it's not working, then I would say this is your cross. Maybe just carry your cross like Jesus carried his cross. That's like on a lighter note. But also there's some truth in there, okay? I don't think it's good grounds to walk out of the marriage, okay? We know men and women who have taken a vow of celibacy. They have not died. And it hasn't stopped them from fulfilling their life purpose. So if you are sexually starved, it doesn't mean that your life has ended. It doesn't mean you can't accomplish great things in life. Carry it as your cross and still do life and do life well. Okay, and question number 14, which is a bonus question and the last question. So this has been 14 questions on the occasion of my 14th wedding anniversary. And the last question is, what is your favorite thing about your husband? So my favorite thing about my husband, I guess that's the question. I think my favorite thing about him is that he truly loves God. He truly loves God. And that's the confidence I have, that because he truly loves God, he will not treat me anyhow. That also means that because he truly loves God, I dare not treat him anyhow, because God will fight. God will come out, like he said to the king that attempted to take Abraham's wife. He said, you are a dead man if you do it. So if I treat him anyhow, God will show up and say, you are a dead woman. Don't even try. The same way, because he loves God, God rebukes him if he treats me in a way that is not right. So for me, that's my favorite thing about my husband. All right, so this has been 14 common questions I have heard along the journey of marriage in my 14 years of marriage. And I have given some answers which I believe will greatly bless you. I believe they have been enlightening, and I believe that you have learned something from it. Don't forget to share this, like it, subscribe to my channel. God bless you as always, and you know I love you. Shalom. Bye.